We have come to witness the announcement.
This is a public service announcement for KJ Bahamas. In the matter about a separation of doctrine, King James Bible University and the house of the lost sheep of Israel stands separated in doctrine, instruction, and order. We do not affiliate with, join services with, share teaching notes with, or enter fellowship under the banners of any so-called Black Hebrew Israelites alphabet camps. IUIC, GOCC, ISUPK, and IOG, or any others of like order and structure. Neither do we join ourselves to any of the many 45,000 plus Christian denominations, which includes the Seventh-day Adventist, Jehovah's Witness, Catholic, Baptist, Latter-day Saint, Methodist, Presbyterian, Pentecostal, Holiness, Ethiopian, and Orthodox, nor with Trinity-believing bodies, nor with any authority structure rooted in the Pope. The reason is plain. King James Bible University and the house of the lost sheep of Israel are committed to teaching directly from the King James Bible with the Apocrypha by the instructions from God, written in Isaiah the 28th chapter. Precept must be upon precept, line upon line, here a little, and there a little, by witness, by comparison, and by the order of the record itself. We do not build our instruction upon denominational systems, camp structures, councils, creeds, catechisms, seminary frameworks, or traditions handed down by men. We do not merge the record of Jehovah with outside frameworks of religious governance or doctrinal compromise. Have you not heard the fame of the pastor at KJBU and the lost sheep of Israel, who sat at the feet of Dr. Shile? Have you not heard the report of the Bahamas elder, the deacons, and the brothers who labor there? These are not men sent to entertain the crowds, nor to build platforms for religious alliances. These are learned and trained men under order, under discipline, and under the guidance of a master Hebraist of biblical law, grounded in the Paleo-Hebrew framework, teaching Hebrews the Hebrew way, comparing spiritual things with spiritual, and opening the testimony with precision, fear, and understanding. These Bahamas men are spiritually trained killers of false Christian doctrines and street camps, who are really Christians themselves, using all Christians' tools, exegesis and hermeneutics, and Strong's concordance for their teachings, which is designed to separate you from God and your hard-earned money. Here, with KJB Bahamas, the Bible is not treated as a commodity. It is handled as law, testimony, correction, and instructions for the world and life to come. And let this be known, the true feeders of Jehovah hath no need of your money. None! Not one red cent! The silver is his, the gold is his, the earth is his, and the fullness thereof. So where were these money beggars when he stretched forth the heavens? Where were they when he laid the foundations of the earth? Answer me! You were nothing more than a figmentation of someone's imagination. Where were these beggars when he appointed the sun, the moon, and the stars? Where were they when he gave commandment to the wind and set the boundary of the sea? Were they standing beside him with a ledger, advising the Almighty on what still needed to be financed? What exactly was put off because Jehovah did not have enough money? What sunrise was delayed? Answer me, you beggars of money! What wind refused to blow? What ocean crossed its bounds because heaven's account was low? Answer me, you robbers! Money was made by men. The worlds were made by the word of Jehovah. So who is the beggar here? The Creator? Or the fraud preachers pretending the Creator needs paper, coin, and collections, saying tithes is money? Foolishness. For that cause, We reject the merchandising spirit that has entered many religious systems. We reject the lie that the work of the Most High stands or falls by human fundraising. Jehovah said he would give pastors according to his heart, which shall feed you with knowledge and understanding. That means feeders, not fleecers, instruction, not exploitation, truth, not trade. Therefore, let it be understood without confusion. King James Bible University and the house of the lost sheep of Israel stand alone. We do not affiliate. We do not combine. We do not share platforms in joint worship or doctrinal union with those camps, denominations, Christians, churches, or systems. Period! We stand upon the record as written, and we guide those who seek understanding directly into the house of Jehovah. We are not here to sell religion, join confederacies, or blend teachings. We are here to open the record, feed the sheep, expose the lie, and make plain the way that leadeth unto the house of Jehovah. We are going to bring forth one of the teachers here in the Bahamas from King James Bible University and the house of lost sheep of Israel. Thank you, and shalom.
All right. Shalom, everybody. This is Elder Jonathan with the King James Bible University. And today teaching the title, The Builder Blows the Trumpet. So this teaching, like I said, based off of meditation of our past teachers, what Pastor Johnson did with the 666 ways. Satan get to deceive us and to get us to fall and to get us to overcome.
Let me tell you why you're here.
By his main devices.
You're here because you know something.
Today,
what you know you can't explain. But you feel it. Like there's something wrong. You don't know what it is, but it's there. Like a splinter in your mind, driving you mad.
Himself.
Do you want to know what it is? You can feel it when you go to work, when you pay your taxes. It is the world that has been pulled over your eyes to blind you from the truth. Like everyone else, you were born into bondage, born into a prison that you cannot smell or taste or touch. A prison for your mind. Unfortunately, no one can be told. You have to see it for yourself.
Yeah, sorry about that. Yes, sir. Like I was saying, the teaching, it based off of, past meditation and past self-evaluation and, getting familiar with the 666 ways that Satan could get us. Where he could wrap us around this web of deceit. Like I said, today, we're going to show this builder who blows the trumpet, and how through unwanted attention, he's going to be proven, and he's going to face challenges, but we're going to show how, one, what we must do to not be overcome by these trials, and these different challenges, these different persuasion, enticement of the world. We are first show how what we need to do first along the journey of us preparing these temples for Jehovah. Because we gotta cut off all unwanted distraction, all wanted noises, all wanted desires, all wanted opinions. So start from within. Starting with us, starting with our mortal bodies, we gotta cut off the flesh. Because the flesh is weak, and the flesh is gonna get us caught up. And through that flesh is gonna control us. Because flesh desire things of this world. And like I said, Satan, he can use the things of this world to wound our flesh, to where it become even weaker, to where he can have her on this authority, to where she's gonna now persuade us to wanna fall onto these wiles of the devil, these crafty devices of the devil are put forth in the earth, put forth in front of man. So I'm gonna start off today teaching. Let's go to the Bibles. Get my Bibles up. Let's go to Isaiah. Let's go to Isaiah. Isaiah 3, and jump down to verse 12. And it reads here, it says here, as for my people, children, works are their oppressors, and women rule over them. Before we get any further on teaching, let me go to the Spirit Dictionary. You see that woman? Tied to spirit, and tied to guide. So, it says here, and what? Spirits rule over them. O my people, they that which led thee, who? The spirit, and the works, cause thee the air, and destroy the way of thy path. Because through woman, we're gonna err through our works, and we're gonna be destroyed in the path, because we can be led by her. Keep that in mind. So let's go to first Ezra 4, jump down to verse 2. It says here, O you men, do not men excel in what? Strength, that bear rule over the sea, the nation and the people, and all things in them? But yet, who? The king is more what? Mighty, more strong. For he is what? Lord, he is head of all these things, and a dominion of authority of rule over them. And whatever he command them, they he do. So the king, he have authority, he have rule over all of the nation, all of the land, all of the people. He is strong and mighty. Jump down to verse 7. It says, and yet he is but one man. If providing he command to kill, they kill. And if he command to spare, they spare. Verse 8. All the way down to verse 12. Verse 8. If he command to smite, they smite. If he command to make desolate, they make desolate. If he command to build, they build. Verse 9. If he command to cut down, they cut down. If he command to plant, they plant. Jump down to verse 10. So all his people and his armies obeyed him, obeyed this king. Furthermore, he lied down and eat and drink and take his rest. And these kept watch round about him. Neither may anyone depart and do his own business. Neither what? Disobey they him in anything. So he tell you over man, kingdoms, rulerships, and cities. But watch this. O you men, how should not the king be mightiest when he is such sort? I mean, when in such manner and fashion he is obeyed, and he held his tongue. Verse 13 and verse 14 says, then third, who has spoken? Then third, who has spoken of what? Woman. And of truth. This was Zerubbabel beginning to speak. So, oh, you men, is not the king great? Is not the great, is not the great king? Oh, listen again. Oh, you men, it is not the great king, nor the multitude of men, neither is this wine, that excel. Who is it then that ruleth them? He's asking the question, who ruleth the nations? Who ruleth the people? Or had lordship, headship over them? Are they not what? Women? Are they not spirits? So we see the woman, spirit, as authority, has rule over kingdoms, over kings, over cities. So look at spiritually. So this woman has kingdom authority over who? Men. So to have the spirit has what? Rule, authority over men. But in order for this right here, this woman here, which causes us to err, we must do something. In order for this not to happen, in order for this woman here to cause us to err and destroy the way of our path, we have to do something. Let's go to Colossians. Go over Colossians. Oh, snap. My Bible ain't up. Hey, damn, buddy. Yeah, my Bible up. My Bible up. Yeah, my Bible up. Cool. Okay, cool. Look at my Bible. My phone freezes now. Let's go Colossians. Let's go Colossians. Colossians. Chapter 3. Chapter 9, verse 5. It says here, mortify, cut off, put to death for the reason your members which are upon the earth are your mortal limitations, your corrupt and weak nature and practice, which are upon the earth, which are within the earth. Chapter 9 verse 8 says here, but now you also what? Put up all of these things. What? Anger, wrath, malice, that's blasphemy, that's a sin or challenging God. Jump to verse 35. 35b through G says also right here. Put off what? We'll cut off and put to death what? Fornication, uncleanness, inordinance, affection, after wanton desire of pleasures, evil concubines, and covetousness, which is what? Adultery, which is the false practice in belief. Jump down to verse 8, F. See ya? Says here, that's a filthy, that's unclean communication, although belief, one's own authority, dominion, possession of the law, which is deeply rooted within man. You cut those off. From your what? Your mouth, your tongue, your language, you call it practices. So all of these things you have to cut off and destroy the old man and his deeds and become this renewed man in the anointed way of Jehovah. Because all of those things we have to, because with all of those things we just read in Colossians, will be tried and will fail in this earth because they have their limitations. To where we're going to succumb to the pressures of this world. So we have cut those things off because they have limitations. So let's get some more understanding. We can see example of these 7 Hebrew boys when they were tried. But however, they rather die than to transgress and separate from the laws, the Hebrew called practices of their fathers. They rather be maimed, crucified, and die than to deny the cultural practices and to learn of any unclean doctrine, of any unclean cultural practices of King Antiochus. Let's go over to 2 Maccabees. Let's go 2 Maccabees. Watch this, 2 Maccabees. 2 Maccabees. 2 Maccabees. It's researching 2 Maccabees. 7. Verse 1 says here. See here? It came to pass also that were 7 brethren with their mother were taken, and what? They were compelled, they were forced, they were pressed by the king against what? To oppose against what? The law, to what? Taste, to partake, to try and experience what? Swine flesh, that's unclean things of the world, and were what? Tormented with scourges and whips. That's those punishment with those trials. Chapter 9, verse 2 says here, but one of them that spake first said thus, what wouldest thou ask or learn of us? We are ready to what? Die rather than to transgress, rather than commit an offense and go astray against the laws of our fathers. Chapter 9, verse 3. Then the king, being enraged, commanded what? The pan and the calderons to be made hot. So now they're gonna try their faith. He can try their faith by kindling this fire. This fire is devoted to break their flesh. Chapter 9, verse 4. See ya? With forward being what? Heated. He commanded to what? Cut. To break out the what? To break out the what? Tongue. To practice no traditions of him. I said what? That speak first. And to what? Cut off the uttermost part of his body. That's the part. That's the part of our members that has the moral limitation. That's your moral flesh, which is weak, subject unto pain, and subject unto the unclean practices. That the rest of his brethren and his mother looked on. So what he's doing here? He's trying to break him by what? Afflicting and wounding his flesh. Trying to get him to conform to the filthy communication of the king. See, you understand, brother? Satan don't play fair. This is Rachel and Matthew. See ya? Matthew. Says here Matthew. Says here Matthew 26, verse 44. Says here. See ya? Says here 41. Watch and pray that you enter not in temptation. That's why the king went straight at our flesh. Even at our weak nature. Watch this. The spirit indeed is willing, but the flesh is weak. So they can try our flesh. It has more limitations. What is subject to pain. Let's go walk over to verse 5. See ya? Says in verse 5. Now, when he was thus what? Maimed. He was bruised. What? The flesh. Afflicted and crippled and wounded. What? The flesh. And all his members of his body, of the flesh. He commanded him, being yet alive, to be brought to the fire. To the fire. That's to the furnace. That's to the oven. And to be what? Fried. To be punished and afflicted in the pan. I want to think about flesh, right? Actual flesh being put in the pan. What does it do? It sizzles. It becomes tender. So a pan also like a pan as a vessel. And as the vapor, as those falses, all the illusion, the vanity, everything when the Galatians chapter 5, verse 19 and 21 of the pan, of the vessel, was for a good space. So look at it look at it like this. So everywhere, throughout, wherever he turned, when everything is done, he turned up the heat even more. The minute everything, on the minute everything, everything is good, he turned up some more. So it was for a good space dispersed. So what they did? They encouraged. They encouraged one another with the mother to die what? Manfully. Saying what? Thus. So They comfort and encourage one another to not be influenced to learn of the unclean teachings and the customs. Jump down to verse 6. So then, watch this. See, the Lord God look upon us. Look within us. Look within us. Look within what's inside of us. And in truth, had what? Comfort in us. As what? Moses. Such truth, as the faithfulness, as the integrity or spirit, had comforted us. As what? The word of truth is this what? Song, as the acknowledgement, no confessions, which witness to their face, to their spirits, declaring, saying, and he shall be comforted in his servants. Jump down to verse 7. So when the first was dead, after what? This manner? They brought the second to make what? A mockery and stock. And when they had pulled off his skin, of his head, with the hair, they asked him, will thou learn before thou be punished? So every member of your body, like I said, remember now, he fleck in the flesh. Keep in mind, the spirit indeed is willing, but the flesh is weak. So we tormenting our flesh, because the flesh is weak. Jump down to verse 8. 8, A and C. But he answered in his own language and said, no. So you have to call this own culture practice in his own tradition. No. See ya? Because why? Let me show you something. Let's go to Matthew chapter 10. Matthew chapter 10. Verse 28. It says right here, Matthew 10 and 28. We said Matthew 10 and 10. See ya? It says here what? Matthew 10 and 28. Fear not them that can kill the body, kill the flesh, but are not able to kill the soul. But rather fear him that is able to destroy both soul and body in hell. To say, fear not them that can kill the body, which is weak, which has limitations. Watch this. Jump down to 7 chapter verse 8, D and E. See here? Says here. Wherefore he also received the next torment in order as the former did. So Simeon, his brother, died. He died in same way too. Jump down to verse 9. And when he was at last gasp, he said, thou like a fury takest us out of this present life, but the king of this world shall raise us up, who have died for his Lord, his truth, unto everlasting life. Jump down to verse 10. See ya? After him, the third made walking stock, and when he required, he put out his tongue, and that right soon holdeth forth his hand manfully. Come on, verse 11. And said courageously, these had I have from heaven. It say, God give me this body. You can have them. Have them. So he flesh. See ya? And for his Lord, I despise them. I despise the flesh. You can have this. And for his hope, to receive them again. Jump down to verse 12. Insomuch that the king and they that were with him marveled at the young man's courage, for that he nothing regarded the pain. He had nothing regarded the pain. Now, when this man was dead, also they tormented and mingled the fought in like manner, so that when he was ready to die, he said thus, it is good being put to death by men, to look for hope from God, to be raised up again unto him. As for thee, thou shalt not of grace given unto him. Jump down to verse 15. Read after that. After what? They brought the fifth also and what? Mangle him. They wounded him. Jump down to verse 16. Then looked he unto the king and said, Thou art power over men. Thou art corruptible. Thou dost what thou wilt. Yet think not that our nation is forsaken of God. So, right here, Maccabees, once you do this right here, do this right here. Not overcome by the wounding of our flesh. Keep in mind, Satan's gonna wound. He's gonna wound. He's gonna wound our flesh. Because one thing, if we rely on our flesh, we will overcome. Because like I said, flesh has one limitation. It's only so much it could take. And it's gonna give to the fires and to these trials of this world. That's why he says, yo, if you go right back, I've said in Matthew. In Matthew chapter 10 and verse 28. Matthew chapter 26 and verse 41. He says, yo, the spirit indeed is willing, but the flesh is weak. It has limitations. Let's go over Galatians. Galatians 5. Jump down to verse 16. What it says in verse 16? This I say then. What? Walk in the spirit. You shall not fulfill the lust of the flesh. Walk in the spirit, that you shall not fulfill the lust of the flesh. Because guess what they're doing? Let me give you an example. How can I put it? You see when, let's say like, let me use an example. Let's say like, when I was younger, right? I had to see all the brothers, right? You know, they have their businesses, right? So of course, they get all the women. So I have to watch that. I'd be like, boy, listen, I won't be like them, but I'll be like them. See, that's Satan wounding my flesh. He keep hitting my flesh. Get me weak. He prepare me for that pawn. Those trials. And guess what? When he think he get you, he put you in a position to where now it's your time. It's just set. And guess what you're going to do? You're going to fall weak. Because he been preparing you a long time. Same play the waiting game. And when you put in that fire, you can fail. Because he will prepare you for this day to fail. Let's go to Galatians chapter 5 verse 17. See ya? For the flesh, let's lust against the spirit. And spirit against the flesh. And these are contrary to one to another, so that you cannot do the things that you would. So the flesh, that trying to betray you, to do everything contrary to the spirit. And the spirit is fighting against everything flesh trying to get those young men to do. Consume that unclean doctrine. See ya? Go to verse 23. Verse 23. See ya, verse 23? We said verse 23. See ya? Verse 23. But however, doubtless, certainly and trust the creator of the world, who would form what? The generation of man, and found out the beginning of all things, will also of his own mercy give you what? Breath and life. And you now what? Regard, consider not your own self for his Lord's sake. So you know your own self, that's your flesh. You don't consider your flesh. You consider the spirit. You consider the ways, the practices of your God. You forsake your flesh. So we see how King Antiochus tried to what? Get those boys to conform to the practices, to his practices and separate from theirs. It is the same way we need to what? Trust with all certainty that Jehovah, not man, that Jehovah, not our flesh, but through his giving of knowledge and wisdom, that we practice discipline and use wisdom to instruct us on how to separate from the world culture practices and tradition. That man over decades succeed to different strategies and methods to where we allow our corrupt moral limitations to insert its authority, to where man is now compelled to accept to the acceptance of his own dominions over him. Let's go 2 Timothy. 2 Timothy. 2 Timothy. Chapter 2. Chapter 1, verse 21. What it reads here? Verse 21. What it says in verse 21? It says here. See here? If a vile man therefore but purge himself from this, he shall be a vessel unto honor, separated and what? Meek, fit for the master's use, and what? Prepared unto good work. Like I said, it's called for discipline, called for wisdom, called for instructions. But what we do? We limit ourselves, we limit our bodies to be under authority of our carnal limitations, our mind. And we therefore become what? Reluctant, unable to decide whether we want to what? Follow the laws and ordinances of God or the laws of man. If we decide the laws of man, that's gonna be a cost. If we decide the laws of man, they're gonna cause you to what? Deviate, turn aside, depart, and change directions from the laws that was established by God. The new customary practices, where we are building unto ourselves what? The corruptible, confident images, these outward appearance we call temples of God. You see, man is gonna give us the easy route, the easy path, to where we don't have to take on the strict laws, instructions, the laboring task of preparing, cleaning, polishing, not only the outward part, but also inward parts of his temple. See, it's easier to clean the outside than put a label on ourselves and write on it the label, the temple of God. We take great care of polishing the outside, but leaving the inside full of all our abominations. Let's go to Raw. Let's go to Raw. Let's go to Raw. So Raw. "38, jump down to verse 27, and it reads, says here, see here? What should we do? Verse 27. So every carpenter and workmaster that labor night and day, and what you do? And what? And give, where's it? And give what? Where's it? And give themselves to confident imagery. What they did? And watch to what? They watch, they consider, and desire to finish a work. Jump down to verse 8, 38, verse 28. Says here, the smith also sitteth by the evil, and what? Considered the iron work. Watch it. The vapor of fire wasted his flesh. He was diligent. See? And he would fight it with the heat. He was determined to finish the temple. The noise and the hammer and the evil in ever in his ears. And his eyes looked still upon the pardon of the thing that he make it. He was focused. So, He set his mind to finish his work and watch to polish it perfectly. So man had the desire. He was focused on carefully and diligently considering and making sure he got each spot. And through the eyes of men, as we stand out on those street corners and stand up in those pulpits, we look and appear like we have wrought off the hand of Jehovah. Let's go Wisdom of Solomon. Wisdom of Solomon. That's what men do. We take diligently, we take good care of polishing outside. Not missing a spot. Watch this. Wisdom of Solomon. Chapter 15. Chapter 9, verse 5. See ya? The sight whereof entice fools to lust after it, and so they desire the form of a dead image that had no breath. That nice polished outward image. Let's go Ezekiel. Let's go Ezekiel. Ezekiel 16. Jump down to verse 24. What it says in verse 24? See ya? Verse 24. What it says in 24? Verse 24. A. That thou hast also built unto thee what? Eminent places. This is what we do. These are your famous men, men of stature, prominent men, men of renown, who deck their temples in fancy suits, and their garments of righteousness to appear righteous unto men. See ya? Thou hast also built unto thee eminent places, and hast made the high places on every street, in the public, in the church, in the open, on the streets corners, in the marketplaces. The temples deceive the simple ones. But we were warned about these temples forged with man's hands. Let's go over to Mark. Let's go over to Mark. Mark. Chapter 12. Jump down to verse 38. Mark 12 and 38. What do we read here? Mark 12 and 38. Watch this. What says here? See here? And he said unto them, in his doctrine, in his instruction, beware of the scribes, which love to go in long clothing, and love salutations in the marketplace. They love the praise. They love the, boy, you look good. Yes, that's a man of God. Look how he walk. Look how he carry himself outwardly. Salutations in the marketplace. Church buildings, Black Street camps. Jump down to verse 29. And the chief seats in the synagogues, and the uppermost room at feasts. Those gatherings. Go Ezekiel, chapter 16, verse 25. See ya? 65 B to D. See ya? And has made thy beauty be hated. That beauty, that's your glory. The creation, that's your craftsmanship. To be hated. And has opened thy desire to everyone that passes by. That's why you get those salutations in the marketplaces. Because why? Open thy desire for everyone to pass by. This is what we do. Let's go with Wisdom of Solomon. 15. Jump down to verse 18. Jump down to verse 18. Us those ones who blow the trumpet. Verse 18. Verse Psalm 15 and 18. We said in verse 18. See ya? What should we do? Yea, they worship those men, those beasts, also that are most hateful. That's what we do. And being compared to others, some are worse than others. Tell me that ain't true. Tell me that ain't true, brothers and sisters. Read that again. Yea, they worship those men, also that are most hateful. For being compared to others, some are worse than others. Get those men of church building, don't count some worse than them. Because they love the salutations in the marketplaces. I think we have long fringes. Let's go to verse 19. See ya? Neither are they, what? Beautiful. So much as to be desired in what? Respect. The respect of what? Men. But however, they went without. They're lacking the absence of the what? The praise of God. That's the presence of God. And it's what? It's blessings. Blessings, that's the content. They lack the content. They lack the content in their jar. They lack the given knowledge. They empty vessels. See, they was without the blessings. They had no content in them. Empty jars. And if anything in their jar, sand in their jar. But these are vessels fit for the world's use, not Jehovah's. These cannot possess the spirit. Let's go with Sirach. Let's go with Sirach. Let's go with Sirach. Sirach 38. Sirach 38. Come on, verse 31. Come on, verse 31. What says in verse 31? Verse 31. What says in verse 31? See ya? See ya? All this, trust in their hearts, trust in their authority, the inner self-governance. And everyone is wise in his own works. That's what we do. That's what they do. John verse 33. See ya? He says right here, they shall not be sought out in public counsel. They shall not be sought out in the marketplaces. They shall not be sought out in public on those street corners. And on the church building neither. They shall not be sought out in public counsel. Nor sit high in the congregation. Let's go 1 Timothy. 1 Timothy. 1 Timothy. These are boastful men. 1 Timothy 6, 11. They blow the trumpet. They love blowing the trumpet. See ya? 1 Timothy 6, 11 through C. See ya? But thou, O man, thou, O man of God, each one, thou, O male and female of God, flee from these things. It's not to flee from these things. Flee from these corruptible and things. Flee from the corruptible, defile, but the practices. Flee from these things. Colossians chapter 3. But some of us ain't gonna flee. We can fall right into that trap. We can fall right into those devices. Itching in the flesh. Itching in the flesh. Like we get fleas. Colossians 3, 5. See, he tells right here. Cut off for the reason. Your members, which are upon the earth, which are in the earth, cut off the moral limitation, cut off the corrupt, weak nature. In the body. All these conditions affect the mind. Your inward part. You see, all these you have to get rid of. When one commits to sanctify and separate oneself from all our uncleanness, corruption, and our moral impurities, we got to do this right here. Sirach 35. Says right here, Sirach 35 and 12. See ya? Sirach 35 and 12. See ya? B. See ya? Sirach 35, B to E. For such, he will not receive. He will not receive those who won't separate themselves from the corrupt moral impurities. For such he will not receive. And trust, for such he will not receive. For Lord is judge, and with him is no respect of persons. You don't respect flesh. Malachi. Malachi 1. So don't think we can come there trying to fool Jehovah. Malachi 1:14 says right here. See ya? But Christ be the deceiver. Christ be the deceiver. See ya? But Christ be the deceiver, which had in his flock a male, and vow a sacrifice unto the Lord, a corrupt thing. For I am the, that's all I need. So you have to keep this in mind. Like I said in the last week teaching, I'm going to say it again. The outside is not the evidence. It's the inside that need to be set apart. That's what Jehovah desires to rest in. That's what his word is going to abide in. Go to Psalms. Go to Psalms. Psalms. Psalms 51. Jump down to verse 16. What says in verse 16? It says, yo. See ya? For thou desire not sacrifices, else I will give it. For thou delight not in burnt offering. But what desire in? Verse 17. The sacrifice of God is a what? Broken spirit. And a broken and a contrite spirit. Of God, thou wilt not despise. A broken and humble spirit will humble himself and hearken unto the voice. And surrender. A broken humble spirit will surrender and hearken unto the voice of his creator. And prepare himself a temple for Jehovah to enter in and pour into it his content. That's what a broken humble spirit will do. Let's go to Tobit. 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 13. 6. Say for y'all. If a vine, you turn to him with your whole heart. Your whole heart, not half-hearted, your whole heart. A full surrender. Full surrender. Your entire heart. And with your whole mind. That's the inner mind, that's your spirit. And deal uprightly, righteously, justly, faithfully before him. Then will he turn unto you, and he will not hide his face. He will hide his spirit from you. Therefore see that he will do with you. And what we do? And confess with your whole mouth. Now he ain't say your mouth now. He ain't say your mouth. Confess with your whole mouth. That's your spirit. That's your heart. And what? Praise the Lord Almighty. That's what you need to do. Go Isaiah. Isaiah. (66). Verse 2. For all those things have my heart. For all those things. Hold on, where's y'all? I gotta finish reading right here. See, yeah. I don't need that. For all those things have my hand made, and all those things have been said the Lord. I reading wrong, I reading wrong, my bad. Isaiah 66, D&E. Right from here, D&E. But to this man will I look. That's a humble man, that's a contrite man. This man will I look. Even to him, that is what? Poor, that's humble. And offer what? Contrite spirit. And tremble at my word. At his instructions. Let's go Psalms. Psalm 51. I'll go with Psalm 51. Psalm 51. Psalm 9, verse 19. What says here? See here? Then shall I be pleased with the sacrifice of the righteous. Then we'll be satisfied. We'll stop covering the righteous. See, this why he said this over here. He's talking about that broken and contrite spirit who's gonna hearken, like I said, unto his instructions. That broken, humble, and contrite spirit that's going to repent and remember. The one, let me tell you again, the broken, humble, contrite spirit that is going to repent and remember that one, he has a condition. Two, the reason why he has this condition is because he sought not only counsel from one's own mind, also men with unclean spirits. This is how he got. That's how he get caught in the condition in the first place. And now man is gonna seek counsel from words and instruction of Jehovah on how to get rid of oneself from it. Let's go to Deuteronomy. Deuteronomy 17. Jump down verse 8. 17 verse 8. See ya? You can seek counsel. See ya? If there rise a matter too hard for thee, and judgment between what? Lifestyle, between what? Plea. Perhaps it may be discourse and plea. Perhaps it may be discourse. And between strokes and strokes, between what? Two symbols of authority and power. The authority of the flesh and authority of the spirit. And what? And it's whipping you. It's whipping you. Being what? Modest. Or controversy within thy gates. Then shall thou arise and get thee unto a place which the Lord thy God shall choose. Let's go with Job. 23. Jump down to verse 1. 23, verse 1, all the way down to 5. See ya? Then Job tied the plague, answered and said, even today is my complaint, my dispute. That's the spiritual warfare we have going on. Bitter, it's confused. What? My stroke, my punishment, and my suffering is heavier than my groaning. Jump down to verse 3. Oh, that I knew where I might find him, that I might come even to what? His seat, the authority, the position of power. That's that priest, the elder, the doctor, who's going to give you the different report of the cause. Jump down to verse 4. I would order my cause in the presence of him and fill my what? My mouth with arguments, discussions, and complaints about my struggles. Jump down to verse 5. I would know the words which he would answer me. Jump down to verse 12. See ya? Verse 12. I have esteemed, I have honored, and respect the words of his mouth more than my what? My necessary food, my own understanding. Jump to verse 7. See ya? There the righteous might dispute, by reason, by counsel with him. So shall I be delivered forever from my what? Judge, from my own rule, my own authority. Let's go Leviticus. Leviticus. Chapter 14. Jump down to verse 35. Verse 6 and verse 35. See ya? Verse 35. And he that owneth the house shall come and tell Lord, the priest, the mediator, the elder, the doctor, who's going to give you the different report, saying, it seems to me there is as it were what? Comparing what? A plague. As a plague as a disorder. confusion and destruction in the house. Turn down to verse 44. Verse 44 says, then the priest shall come and look, and what? Behold, there is a plague. And if the plague be spread in the house, it is what? A threatening, a troubling what? Leprosy, a troubling sin, and moral corruption, spiritual corruption in the house. It is what? Unclean. Come on to verse 45. Says, and he shall what? Break down the house, tear down the house. The stone, those ways in belief, those stumbling blocks of it, and the timber thereof, and all what? The mortar of the temporal earthly covering of the house. And what? Carry them forth unto the city, into an unclean place. Go to Romans. Romans 6, verse 6. See? Knowing this, that our old man is what? Crucified with him, that the body of sin might be destroyed, and henceforth we should not serve sin, not serve flesh. So, our temples and our carnal mind is belief that is unclean and wretched, had a yoke upon the souls of man, to where we entertain and support whatever it whispers in our ears. Let's go to Wisdom of Solomon. Wisdom of Solomon. Wisdom of Solomon 9, verse 14 says here. For the thoughts of mortal man, the carnal man, that's one of moral limitations, are miserable. And our devices are what? Uncertain. John verse 15. See ya? For the corruptible body, corruptible house, press down what? The soul. And what? The earthly tabernacle, the house, weigh down the mind, the what? Must it, that ponder it and consider it. Upon many things, instead of many things. So we must break down the whole house, all its ways, belief, to create a new vessel. Go 1 Samuel. 1 Samuel. 1 Samuel 2. Come on, verse 31. What it reads? Verse 31. What it says in verse 31? See ya? Verse 31. See ya? Behold, the days come that I will cut off what? Separate, kill, destroy thy arm, thy power, thy strength, thy might, unarm, the strength and power of what? Thy fathers. That's Jehovah's house, Jehovah's temple, his dwelling place. Because why? Habakkuk. Why he's going to do it? We can show it in Habakkuk 1, verse 13. See ya? Thou first be a pure eye to behold evil. You gotta break it down. You gotta kill it, you gotta destroy it. He's a pure eye to behold evil. You can't look upon evil. Go to Wisdom of Solomon. It gotta be destroyed. Wisdom of Solomon 1, verse 4. See ya? Says ya. 4 and B. Wisdom of 4 and B. Nor dwell in the body subject unto sin. Can't dwell in that. Subject unto those works of the flesh, all those plagues, the unclean things. See ya? Go over there. B. 31B. See ya? There shall not be an old man in thy house. There should be the evidence of prayers of flesh, of sin in thy temple. So all we gotta do, destroy this house, build it back up. And through that process, we must do it within. Ain't nobody got to know what we doing. We don't do it. We don't do it. We don't to figure our face. Like, look depressed, look sad. I know, but not talking about the figure your face. You look at all the press. All people say, what's going on, Jordan? Man, bro, I bro, it's hard, bro. I try to build a temple. Don't do all that. Don't lay your left hand on your right hand there. When you hold it, you go and you build a temple. You walk around smiling every single day. Time they know you in there doing work. You putting in work for Jehovah. Not being eye pleaser, not for mine. Don't sit there and be like, because we love to be seen. We said, oh, what's going on, Jordan? Oh, man, like, shoes, man, bro. You're tough, bro. But you're tough killing the flesh, bro. Man, know how to kill the flesh. Bro. You got the damn book. Get the instructions. Put in the work. You get them out. You know what to do. Stop blowing the trumpet. What we do? Because you will be tried. You will be proven. It's going to prove you. Let's go to Romans 12. 43 says here. 43 A&E. Sure? Right here. She want right here. He says here. For I say through the grace given unto you, to every man that's among you, not to think of himself more highly than he ought to think, but to think what? Soberly, with wisdom, with a sound mind, having self-control. Don't let the weight of distraction cause you to stumble. With a sound mind. Let's go to 1 Corinthians. 1 Corinthians 3. Jump down to verse 18. 1 Corinthians 3 and 18. What's that saying in verse 18? See ya? Let no man deceive himself. Let no man deceive himself. Yo, can prove you. He can prove all us. When you deceive yourself, you're deceiving your whole world, you're deceiving yourself. We're deceiving ourselves. See ya? It says here, Romans 12 and 2. Be not conformed. And be not conformed to this world. Don't try to conform to this world. First Corinthians 3 and 10. And use the next Bible. See ya? Right here. 1 Corinthians 3 and 19. 19, my bad. 1 Corinthians 3 and 19. See ya? Take heed. He take the wise in their own what? Craftiness. But Jehovah knows mankind. He know how extremely desperately wicked our thoughts can be. He know man will allow thoughts from outside entities to creep in, speaking what? Finally, ungodly practices into our hearts. And we learn them up. And then our hearts will our heart will ponder on those sins within, which then it acts upon to practice hypocrisy and deceit. You see, when a man wicked in a deceitful way with his hands, Jehovah will not dwell within that house. Neither will that house continue in his sight. It will be broken and cast down. Let's go to 2 Corinthians. 2 Corinthians. Can't work no deceitful work from Jehovah. He's going to break that down. He's going to cast it down. 2 Corinthians. 2 Corinthians 12. Come on with 8. See ya? It says right here. For this thing, I what? I seek. I ask the Lord thrice that it might depart from me. Oh, I ask the Lord all the time, you kill his pride. Kill the flesh. Because the flesh is very prideful. The flesh should help me things and stuff. I say, for this thing I seek and ask the Lord thrice that might pass me. Yo, let the spirit of pride pass me. Let the spirit of boastfulness pass me. Because listen to me. That boastful spirit, that prideful spirit, boy, God damn it, boy, you're not afraid. That's a spirit. Depart from me. Let's go to Haggai. Go to Haggai. 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 1, 7 through 8. Haggai 1, 7 through 8. See ya? See ya? Thus said the Lord of hosts, consider your ways. See, go up to the mountain, bring wood, build a house. I will take pleasure in it, and I will be glorified, said the Spirit of God. He can want us, he can tell us what to do. He can tell us, watch it. He can say, watch what he also say to us. Because no, that's why we get issues, we get issues. We get a lot of issues. Watch it, Matthew 6 and 1. See ya? Take heed that you do not your arms build this house. Do not your work before men to be seen of them. So he tells us to do. See ya? 42. Therefore, when thou do thy arm, do not sound the trumpet before in the presence of thee, as what? Hypocrites do. In what? Those synagogues, or those church buildings, no camps. You see them on the street corner every day. They make sure their boots, they black boots shiny, they pants iron, and that purple and gold and the fringes them neat. You say, yo, therefore, when thou do thy arm, do not sound the trumpet. See, people think listen, that trumpet go the trumpet go by sound, trumpet go by how you dress. We polish the outside of this filth called a body. But on the trumpet, we loud with it. As the hypocrites do in those synagogues, those church buildings, those street camps. See ya? And in the streets. That they may have glory of man. Tell me that ain't true. You see? Don't mind them. Appearing as a temple well put together. Displaying in all marketplaces. All on the street corners. All in those church buildings. They are a jar filled with sand. And according to man's standard, and they according to man's standard, they measure righteous. That's why you see, that's why you see they lift them up to such high esteem. Because they measure them righteous. Because to them, they feel like they're righteous. According to their measures. The temple shout, oh, look at me. Look at me. My house is the house of God. Then the people in the marketplace, they marvel at such a temple that appears if it's fit for the dwelling of the king. But the question is, did we truly build a temple? I mean, who did we truly build a temple for? Yo, bro, let me call back and teach him. Call back. Let me call back. And call back after 9. Call back. Yeah. Like I said, who we truly build a temple for? God or yourselves or man? Also, love those of us who build it to be co-owners of the temple or flat out want to own it entirely. Because we allow a wicked thought, like I said, in last teaching, to be planted in our hearts, telling us, why give it back, this house, to the owner, when you can seize ownership? Why be the borrower when you could be the sole owner? Let's go with Job. Let's go with Job. Job 8:15. Job 8:15. What's that? Job 8:15. See ya? You shall lay upon his house, but it shall not stand. Like I said, You have prepared this house for Jehovah, not man. Let's go over to verse 3. See ya? But when thou dost thy arm, let not thy left hand know what thy right hand doeth. And thy arms may be, that thy arm may be in secret. Your pleasure be in secret. And that thy Father will see it in secret, shall reward thee openly. Remember, don't be like the Pharisees, where they do their pledges openly unto the marketplace. Let's go over to Luke. See ya? Luke 18, 9 down to 11. See ya? I speak a parable under Satan with trust in themselves. Trust in themselves. Not Jehovah. Trust in themselves. Trust in one authority. Trust in one guy. That they were righteous according to their eyes. And what do? They despise others. See ya? The two men went up in the temple praying. One the Pharisees and one the publican. And the Pharisees, the hypocrite, prayed thus for himself. God, I thank thee, that I'm not as other men, extortioners, unjust, adulterers, or even this sinner. What should he say? See ya? I said, who we truly build it for? What would we say? 1 Kings 8 and 13. See ya? We say, I will certainly build thee a house to dwell in, and a certain place for thee to abide in forever. That's what we do. Let's go over Colossians. Let's go over Sirach. Sirach. See ya? Sirach. Eleven. 4. See ya? Boast not. Don't blow your trumpet. Boast not of that what? That covering and their raiment. And exalt not thyself in the day of honor. What he says here, y'all? For the works of the Lord are wonderful. And watch this. And his works among men are hidden. Not seen. It's hidden. Secret. Nobody has to know you're preparing your temple to present back to Jehovah. His works among men are hidden. That's why we serve the Lord, the Creator Jehovah. We don't serve man. But like I said, that voice brought unwanted attention by what? Watchmen. Those that seek your life. Go over Job. Job 1. Jump down to verse 6. See ya? Now there were a day when sons of God came to present themselves before the Lord. And who came also? Satan. All came among them. He never far behind. And the Lord said unto Satan, whence comest thou? And Satan answered said, going to and fro, walking up and down there. And the Lord said, art thou consider my servant Job? Consider that one who blow trumpet. You consider the word Pharisees. Consider that one who boasts of his clothes, boasts of his raiment, his covering. You consider that one who sit there and let everyone know. You right hand, left hand know exactly what he's doing. You consider him? That there's none earth like him? Perfect and upright man. See ya? Verse 9. Then Satan answered the Lord and said, to Job fear God for naught? Verse 11. He says, yeah, put forth now thy hand, and he will what? Forsake thee to thy face. Verse 12. And the Lord said unto Satan, remember, he is in thy hand. So Satan went forth from the presence of the Lord. Let's go to Job 12. 16, 17. You said it, y'all? With him is strength and wisdom. To deceive, that's man, and the deceiver, as the serpent, as Satan, are his. Jump out to 15. Jump up to 15. D&E. See ya? Also, he sent them out and they overturned the man. You see, when man boasts boasts and sound his voice unto the watchful audience of the mixed multitude, that he has committed this great service unto his creator, and have prepared his temple and made it with the readiness for the master's house, for the master's use. Satan is right there in the midst of them. He's been there from the beginning. This is not his first rodeo. He records every pattern, every habit, every weakness, every vulnerability of man. He is at every feast day. He's in every Zoom session, at your job, at your home. Keeping records. Let's go over to John. Let's go over to John. John. You've been from the beginning. John 8 and 44. See ya? Where's 44? See ya? Where's 44? You are your father, the devil. See ya? He was a murderer from the beginning. And although not the truth, because there is no truth in him. When he speaks a lie, he speaks of his own self, of his own. For he's the liar and father of it. Let's say he been there when your father and your father's father was committing themselves to this very act of stewardship, being a vessel prepared for Jehovah's content. His knowledge is boundless. It's boundless. Great beyond man comprehension. And he is going to use his 666 devices and ways to try you, to see if you're truly wanting to present this house back unto him. Or are you going to become full of pomp by the voice of the marketplace? Watch this. Wisdom Solomon. He can try you. He been lurking a long time. Watch this. Let's go Wisdom Solomon. Wisdom Solomon. Wisdom Solomon. 2. Verse 12. It says right, y'all. See y'all? Therefore, let's lie in wait for the righteous. Verse 13. See y'all? He professed, the Pharisees, he professed, that's the boastful man. He professed, that's one blow trumpet. He professed of the knowledge of God. And he called himself the child of the Lord. Verse 17. See y'all? Let us see if his word be true. Let us prove what shall happen in the end of him. Verse 18 and verse 19. For if providing the just man be the son of God, he will help him and deliver him from the hands of his enemy, the adversary. That's what he says here. Let us examine him with despitefulness and torture, that we may know his meekness and prove his patience. Satan don't play. Satan don't play. He understands man's weakness and he knows what keys to use to engage him. Satan ain't playing with us. Watch this. Let's go over there. Let me show us Satan knows exactly what keys to use. Watch this. Let's go over there. What's the address? 4. 27. Watch this. 27. Put it at the form with 27. Now, remember being teaching when I read who have more power? Overall, the woman, right? Watch this. What's the address? 4. 27. May also perish an error and sin for woman. And how do you not believe me? If not the king, is not the king great in his power? Do not all regions fear to touch him? Go to Isaiah. 14, 16 CE. Isaiah 14, 16 CE. Saying, is this the man that made the earth to tremble, that did shake kingdoms? First Ezra 4, verse 29. Yet did I see him and who? Apam. Apam is called dominant. Yet did I not see him and what? Dominant? The king concubine? The daughter of what? Amaral? Baccharos? The Amaral Baccharos? Sitting at the what? The right hand? Keep in mind, I'm sitting at the right hand of the king. This is man's mistake. Jehovah was supposed to be sitting at our right hand, always, giving us counsel when temptation arises. But we have a lesser than spirit on our right hand. Have a dominion over us. Watch this. Put a point. Jehovah would be sitting on our right hand. Watch this. Let's go over class Ds. Class Ds. Class Ds. Let's put a point. Jehovah would be sitting on our right hand. Ecclesiastes 10. 42. See ya? A wise man, not a foolish man, a wise man, not a simple man, a wise man's heart is in his right hand, but a fool's heart at his left. Mr. Solomon. Seven. And 7. So it says here, 7. See ya? Wherefore I prayed, understanding was given me. I called upon God, and spirit wisdom came to me. Says here. 45. For there is no king that had any beginning on earth. Keep that in mind. Begin or break. Because wisdom is the foundation that had established all man and kings from the beginning. Let's go over Proverbs. Let's go over Proverbs. Proverbs 3:19. See ya? Proverbs 3:19. See ya? The Lord by wisdom had founded the earth. By understanding how he established the heavens. Let's go to Psalms. Psalms 16:8. See ya? I have set the Lord always before me, because he is at my what? My right hand. But watch this. The concubine, the daughter of the Amaral Baccharos, sit at the right hand of the king. But I have set the Lord always, or sometimes always before me, because he's at my right hand, and I will not be moved. Because we are at the right hand, we will not be moved. Watch what happens when the concubine is at the right hand. See that one? That's verse 7. See that? I will get understanding. I will get understanding of the Lord, who had given me counsel. He gave me some counsel. And my reign also instruct me in the night season. I said, consequences of Apam sitting at the right hand of the king. Keep this in mind. Concubine is a lesser than the wife. Keep that in mind. But he's setting himself on a weaker foundation. Let's go with Job. Watch this. Let's go with Job. Let's go with Job. Remember, she's lesser than the wife. Let's go with Job. Job 31. It says here, 31. It says here, but now they that are younger, lesser than I, have me in what? derision, amazement, standing in awe. Whose father I would have disdained, hated, to have set with the dogs of my flocks. But you have a sitting right on. Watch this. Yea, whereto might what? The strength of their hands. Whereto might the strength of their hands what? Profit me. And whose old age will perish. The ancient wisdom that was from the beginning. Perish. Turn around, verse 8. See ya? They were works, children of fools, and yea, children of what? Base men. Turn around, verse 12. See ya? What says here? Upon my right hand rise the what? The lesser. And push away my desires. And they rise up against me in the ways of their destruction. Let's go to Genesis. Genesis 3. Come down to verse 1. See ya? Now the serpent was more subtle than any beast of the field which God made. And he said unto the woman, yea, had God said you should not eat of every elder of the garden? Keep in mind, she says right on. Watch this. Mark 3. Come on, verse 27. What it reads. See ya? Mark 3, verse 27. Says here. No man can enter into, no man can what? Draw near into what? A strong, man's what? Way, path, and what? Spoil, corrupt his desires. Except he will what? First, bind the strong man, came to make an agreement. And then will he spoil, corrupt his way. Was Ezra's 4 and verse 30. What she did. And then taking the crown from the king's head, from his authority, and set upon her own head, set upon her own authority. So she stripped him of his authority and put it upon her head. Remember, 1 Corinthians 11, verse 34. But how we know the head of every man, head of every woman is the man. Head of every spirit is the man. Watch this. What she did? And take the crown from the king's head and set it upon her own head. Watch this. Verse 2. Because she authority now. Watch this. And the woman said unto the serpent, we may eat of the fruit, or eat of the works of the elder in the garden. Keep in mind now, she's in authority now. She took the head off. She took the authority. Verse 3. But the works of the elder which is in the midst of the garden, God said, you shall not eat it of it. These shall touch it lest you die. Verse 4. And the serpent said unto the woman, you shall not surely die. For God know that day that you eat thereof, learn thereof, your eyes shall be open. You used to be a gods. Watch this. Knowing good and evil. Verse 6. And when the woman, she's still in authority now, saw that the elder was good for learning customs, and that it was pleasant, it was delightful and agreeable to her eyes, in giving her mind confidence and assurance, to the teaching of the elder, custom, to give her mind confidence, assuring the teachings of this elder, custom practice was established in her mind, and a tree to be desired to make one wise, she take the fruit, the works thereof, and they eat, they learn of it. Jump down to verse 30. See what she did. She also what? She strove. She humbled the king with her what? Left hand. Let's go with Sarah. Let's go with Sarah. Go with Sarah. Sarah, 25. Verse 23. What says y'all? Verse 23. What says y'all? A wicked what? Spirit. Abated. Humble. The courage. The strong. Make it what? Heavy countenance. And what? Wound. A humbling heart. Remember now, 1 Timothy 2:12 says, but he support not a woman to teach nor assert by force authority over man. But watch this. Genesis 3 verse 6. What says y'all? 6 E and F. And give it also to husband with her. And he did consider and learn. Let's go to 1 Corinthians 4 verse 31. See ya? And yet, for all this, the king will be the head of her. Of king, what do you do? He gaps. He look up, he look instead of. Let me read it again. And yet, for all this, the king will be the head. What he did? He gaps. He looked. And gazed. He gapped and gazed. He looked instead at her. And with open what? Mouth, open mind. If she what? She laugh. If she approve or boast upon him, within him, he approve and boast also. Listen to Solomon. What then? And verse 7, what says y'all? We see, remember now, read it again. Verse 31. And yet, for all this, the king, he gap and gazed, he looked instead at her with open mind. If she laugh, if she approve or boast within him, he approve and boast also. See what it says here? What he says here? Wisdom Solomon 14 and 7. We said, for blessed, wisdom given is the corruptible elder. The elder is getting evil, whereby righteous come in. Because he approved it. He approved it. That's how you learn. Watch this. Genesis 3 and 7, A and B. And the eyes of them both open. And they knew they were naked. They understood they were naked. It was revealed. So, it was revealed unto Adam, unto man, that he was naked. And he understood. So, this corruptible elder, we call him dynasty, death call him destiny. Told Adam, but you know you naked, right? I'm like, but for real? Say so, yeah. But don't worry, we can fix that. I'm like, you can't? See? The ways of man, like I said before, is utmost wicked. That's why it is important that we, like I read earlier, to mortify the deeds of the flesh. We have to separate from those carnal and moral desires that are deeply rooted in our members. We cannot be joined unto them, because those same moral desires is what Satan is gonna wound and keep wounding and keep wounding until you finally overcome. And I know he was the weaker nature, our spirit. And you guys to agree. You see, we have to keep in mind, flesh has more limitations. It is weak. It's only so much it can bear until it falls under the fire. This is what God man set up, destroyed, and it's still happening today. Let's go over Colossians. Let's go right back over Colossians. Colossians. See how Colossians 3, 5. See how? Cut off Put to death your members, therefore for a reason, with more limitations, incorruptible weak nature within the body. Let's remind ourselves again. Matthew. (26) 41. See ya? What says here? Watch and pray that you enter not temptation, for the spirit indeed is willing, but the flesh is weak. Flesh is weak. And Satan, like I said, Satan's like Adam been in the midst of you the whole time. He said, I've been at every feast day, including your Passover. I studied my weaknesses. And I know all the cultural practices and traditions of all the feast days. I walk up and down it. I know the appetite of man's belly according to their taste. See? So I'm like, how? How? So like I said, Satan know our appetite. So what we can do? Watch this. Isaiah. Satan no appetite. So watch what we can do. He can feed us it too. Isaiah 44. See Isaiah 44 and verse 20. What says in verse 20? See ya? Verse 20. See ya? He feeded on, he entertained on ash, works of the flesh, everything carnally. And what? A deceived mind, heart, turned him aside. That's thought. What is that? That's Abba, what's your name? Yeah. Abmem. See ya? A deceived mind had turned him aside. Turn him away. That he cannot deliver his soul. Nor say, is there not a lie in my what? Right hand? Go where she is. What she did? Where she sitting? Let's go back over there. Where she sitting? At his right hand. She's sitting at his right hand. See her? And upon the king concubine, sit at his right hand. I said it over here in Isaiah 44 verse 6, 44 verse 19. Is there not a lie in my right hand? He has a lie in your right hand, and you got deceived. You're blinded by your own self-righteousness. That's what happened. Like I said, go right there, let our mind get enticed. Say that, telling her, listen, I have a copy, a comfort blueprint, all architectural designs and pattern. I assure you that with precision, you're gonna look like the original, to the naked eye. I get all the master's document used by his workers. The same information they have, I have. I've been in the garden amongst them the whole time. He's like, why thou want to label, why does thou want the label of stewardship of the house? Why surrender this house back to this owner when you can make this house your house and engrave on the outside, the house of Israel? All you have to do is follow my guide, and thou shalt appear righteous unto man. But they shall only see a red garment, and thou shalt hear the chant of many in the marketplace. Thou shalt receive and gain the abundance of all things, wealth, riches, great success, praise and approval from man. So what he did? What he did? What he did? Genesis 3:7. What he did? So he did. And what? Genesis 3:7. See. And they sowed fig trees together and made us of aprons. See that? Throughout time. The godly that ungodly practice has been kept. And kept as a cultural practice throughout the four corners of the earth. These graven images of men that were made to be worshipped by man. See, at the cost of letting our mind go wandering outside in the gathered places and synagogues, and they persuade man to walk through with her. Through a little camp building, through the church building. They be straight man to walk right behind her. Walk right behind with her. Watch this. See her? First address 4 and 14. See her? Oh, you men, it's not the great king. It's not the great king, nor the multitude of men, neither is wine that excel. Who is then that rule them? Or who are lordship over them? Are they not women? You put a point. Let's go to Matthew 12. We go right behind them. She lead, we follow. Matthew 12, 43. See ya? Matthew 12 and 43. What it says y'all? Verse 43. What it says y'all? Verse 43. When an unclean spirit, apam, it's gone. With unclean spirit, it's gone out of a man. Keep in mind, unclean spirit gone out of a man. Gone out of a man. He walking through dry places, seeking rest, and finding none. Keep in mind, the spirit. I'm joking. I'm not your man, verse 45. Watch this. Then he said, I will return unto what? My path. From whence I come out. Chapter verse 45. See ya? Then goeth he and take to himself 7 other spirits. Now you get a group of them to even so they can practice more uncleanness stuff. You get 7 other spirits where you can learn from. That's why I said here. Then go and take themselves 7 other spirits. Now keep in mind now, it's unclean. Watch this. More wicked than themselves. And they what? Entered in. Same part. And dwell there. And the last little mouth was stand the face. Because guess what? He learned everything those 7 other spirits had. He learned of them. And last is wasting the face. Even so shall even so shall it be also on this wicked generation today. Today. We can't wicked backside of no church building. We learn the cut practices of church building. We can't backside them camp buildings. We learn the same. Listen, these voice. Listen. I had a prime example. Prime example of the same scripture right here. I was unclean. Went among some camps and I became worse. I became worse than I was before I went there. Chief, I stayed out there. I had to destroy the body. I couldn't come to Jehovah's house with the temple. I had to break it down. Break it completely down. Everything. Now, listen, what's good in the house? Matter like a house what they label TM, unfit to occupy. It gotta be destroyed. You can't go in there. It ain't sturdy. It ain't sound. You gotta break the whole building on. Even the foundation. See ya? One wicked, see ya? Even so shall it be with this wicked generation. See what they did? And they sewed fig trees together, made us up apron. What else they do? See ya? What else they do? They wicked. See ya? Let's read it again. Even so shall it be this wicked generation. Today. Watch this. Put a point. Today. Watch this. Put a point. Today. 23. Matthew 23. 45. What he says what he do? Today. 10 minutes in lie. Today. B. They make broad their philanthropies and lock the borders of their garment. 10 minutes in true. Today. What else? But all their works, all their works they do to be seen of men. Not Jehovah. Amen. First Savior John. Jeremiah. I'm letter Jeremiah. Letter Jeremiah. Rachel. Letter Jeremiah. I will say everything let Jeremiah. Let Jeremiah chapter 1 and verse 50. See ya? So I said verse let Jeremiah 150. For seeing they are but what? Wood. Corruptible men, they're rotten. What is it? Overlaid with silver and gold. It shall be known hereafter that they are false. They're false images. False images. Watch this. Isaiah. What they do? I'll close teaching. I got 5 more scriptures. I'll close teaching. Isaiah. What they do? Isaiah 10. What they do? 10, 13. What they do? See ya? What he say? For he said, by my strength of my hand, I have done it. False. And by my wisdom. By my wisdom. For I am what? Prudent. I am wise. This is what we do. Tomorrow 15. See ya? Shall the ox boast? Watch the shall the ox boast itself against he that hew therewith? How? And it's the hand that swing the ox. But the ox boasting like he did something. Without the hand, the ox can't do nothing. Make it make sense. See ya? 2 Corinthians. But we boast. Like we doing something. 2 Corinthians 12 and 6. See ya? See ya? For though I would desire to be glory, I shall not be a fool. For I will say the truth. But now I forbear lest any man should think of me above that which he seeth me. Watch this. Read it again. Or that he heard of me. Let's go back over there. Let Jeremiah. Hold on. Snap. Let Jeremiah. Let up Jeremiah. I gotta go back. I gotta go to my Bible. Let Jeremiah. Let Jeremiah. So I can't find anything. Yes, I can. Yeah, I can. Not being Baruch. I can find the Baruch. My bad Baruch. But just being lazy. Baruch 6 and 59. I forgot. Baruch 6 and 59. Being lazy. Baruch 6 and 59. What says in 59? See ya? Therefore, it is better to be a king that showeth his power. That showeth his power. Or else a profitable vessel temple in the house of God. Show us wisdom, which he attained. Or else a profitable vessel, profitable temple in the house of God. Which the owner shall have use of. Than such a false what? God. False abomination. Second Corinthians, last two scriptures, 2 Corinthians 12 and 7. See ya? Unless I should be what? Exalted above measure. Watch it. Let's be exalted above measure. Through the what? Abundance of revelation, through the chanting and the praising. There was given to me a what? A prick in the flesh. The measure of Satan to what? Buffet, to boast. Read that again. Unless I should be exalted above measure through the abundance of revelation, through the abundance of praise and chanting from the marketplace. There was given to me a thorn, a prick in the flesh. The measure of Satan to what? Boast me. Hey, Jordan, you feel that? You feel the press? You feel the press? You say, I'm sorry, this about measure. Because Satan can prick you. He can wound you. Jordan, you feel it? Jordan, you feel it? Like, yes, they feel it. Oh, I feel good. Jordan, you feel it? Oh, yes, they feel good. I feel good. I love the praise. I love the glory. Take some more. Oh, yes. Oh, yes, Satan. I love it. Say less. You get a prick from the flesh. The message of Satan to boast you up, to boast me. Let's go to 15. Let's go to Second Corinthians. 1 Corinthians 15 and 45. What's that with y'all? What's that with y'all? 45. As is written, the first man was made a living soul. You have more limitations. Let Jeremiah was Baruch 6 and 51. Says right here. And it shall be what? It shall manifest, appear to all nations and kings that they are no gods, but the works of man's hands, and that there is no work of God in them. So, brothers and sisters, hope the teaching was edifying. Hope the teaching is a lesson for us to examine ourselves. Hope the teaching how us to deter from that kind of custom, that kind of way. Because trust me, I can be honest with you all, the most scary person ain't the camps, ain't the church building, no. Because you could see them. Because you don't get wisdom to see them. Because they show themselves outwardly. The most dangerous people, it's right here. King James Bible University, and I was largely visual. Because why? We don't wear fringes. We don't wear no costume. But I scared of the camps and church building, no. I scared of the people who was here today in this body. Because you gotta be spiritually locked in to tell who is who. The Satan to be moving throughout every feast day, moving throughout Zoom. Your workers moving throughout Zoom, moving through the feast days, taking data, taking samples, taking information. Your workers. I think about that the other day. I was like, buddy, let's don't believe. You talk about the camps and the Christian dangerous. The most dangerous people is Rachel. Because I ain't gonna lie. I pray your hope give me wisdom to discern people, discern spirits. That's one thing that's one thing I need to learn how to do. Because easy to discern camps and Christendom, it ain't hard to do that. But Rachel, like I said, brothers and sisters, we need to, check ourselves. Like I said, this teaching, based off of elders, past parables, is past destiny teaching, even the jar teaching, that's the meditation, and see where I fell short at, or see where I can prove myself at, and bring it forward the teaching. I like to do teaching in parable forms, so people could visualize what's going on. So I hope, brothers and sisters, teaching edifying. This has been Elder Jonathan with the King James Bible University, House Lordship Visual. I want to say shalom to all. Shalom.
Let me tell you why you're here. You're here because you know something. What you know you can't explain, but you feel it. That there's something wrong. You don't know what it is, but it's there. Like a splinter in your mind, driving you mad. Do Do you want to know what it is? You can feel it when you go to work, when you pay your taxes. It is the world that has been pulled over your eyes to blind you from the truth. Like everyone else, you were born into bondage, born into a prison that you cannot smell or taste or touch. A prison for your mind. Unfortunately, no one can be told. You have to see it for yourself. This is your last chance. After this, there is no turning back. You take the blue pill, the story ends. You wake up in your bed and believe whatever you want to. You take the red pill, you stay in Wonderland, and I show you how deep the rabbit hole goes. Remember, all I'm offering is the truth, nothing more.